Our next session of the day is also going to be a panel discussion, and the topic is merging AI and data analytics to create a digital revolution. Our distinguished moderator is Ramakrishnan V, founder and CEO at Assisto Technologies, and the esteemed enterprise IT and InfoSec leaders participating in the discussion are Dr. Avadhoot Parab, CIO at Parle Agro Private Limited, Parijat Parimal, partner at BDO Global, Abhishek Gupta, CEO at Turbotic, Puneet Agarwal, director at Grant Thornton Bharat, and Vivek Ahuja, head of IT at IDEMIA. Welcome panelists to the session.
Everyone. I'm Ramakrishnan, CEO and founder of Assisto Technologies, and it's a pleasure to meet you all. So, hi Abhishek. If you can give a brief about yourself.
Thanks, Rama. Hi everyone. This is Abhishek. I lead Turbotic in APAC and Middle East. I was partner with KPMG before this. Have been into digital transformation space for almost a decade. Thank you.
Thank you. Great. Mr. Abdul.
Hi everyone, greetings. This is Dr. Avadhoot Parab, CIO and CDO for Parle Agro.
Mr. Puneet.
Yeah, hi everyone. I am Puneet Agarwal. I am director in GT in the public sector practice, and we are working on various kind of AI ML related projects for the state and central government.
Great, thank you. Mr. Vivek.
Hi, I'm Vivek Ahuja. I'm IT head for IDEMIA in India.
Thank you. Parijat.
Hey everyone, this is Parijat Parimal. I'm a partner in BDO India LLP, working primarily on technology services, focused on digital transformation and tech transformation.
Thank you. So it's a pleasure to meet you all. And today's session is about discussion about AI and analytics space, how they are converging, and what are all its impact, how the future is going to be shaped by this new digital revolution that will be introduced by the combination of these two. So let me take this opportunity and start the conversation. I'll start the conversation with the first question, that though the business goals are very, very important and its objectives are very clearly has to be laid out, but what are all the business goals and objective that the digital revolution should support? If Mr. Vivek, if you can answer.
Okay, so in my view, the business goals that you look for on data analytics, it all depends on what is the outcome you're looking for your customers. It should be customer centric. It should be focused towards your customer and to how the customer perceives the value of your product or service to him. And that in turn helps you increase your business with the help of data analytics.
Right. So, and how do you see the AI and analytics helping an organization towards this goal?
I think that's what my answer was, that if we think about our data analytics goals to revolve around the customer, his needs, how as a service we can give him better, let's say, service depending on the product or service, where either the customer gets more personalized service or he gets intuitive analytics, that he's looking for something and he says, okay, how do I do this? But because you have all that data from other customers, you're able to give him without the personalized info of other customers. That, for example, if I want to go from point A to point B, how much fuel would I use? What is the time it will take? So all these can be examples where your data analytics can help the customer, and I as a customer might be willing to pay for those kind of services, just as an example.
Very true. Very true. Thanks a lot. Puneet, if you would like to answer, what are all the relevant data and what are all the methodologies that are available which can support in the data collection analysis and hence helping the organizations make decision towards move towards a decision making which is information led data with data driven insights.
Yeah, so first of all, data is nowadays having a prime importance for any organization, being it a government or private, because in my view, in the digital transformation, there are various processes that digital transformation can achieve, like improved customer experience that can be improved through digital transformation, higher process efficiency, increased agility that can be achieved through digital transformation, various kind of cost reduction, improvement of various kind of government processes. Like in government, there are lots and lots of processes which government is following from past, but through this digital transformation, those processes can be improved and they can achieve their goals in a very competitive manner, and they can provide the best customer service in best possible time frame. So it will increase not only the governance but also the customer experience, the end citizen experience that can be improved through this digital transformation.
Thank you so much. Abhishek, if you would like to answer, we would like to know more about what is the relevance of the dashboard and how do you see the predictive analytics being a part of the modern dashboard?
Dashboard are definitely the reflection of the enterprise. Like, the way you design it, it totally depends how an organization has designed it. But going back to your the previous question of AI giving a definite advantage to an enterprise, while an enterprise objective is to improve the top line, better the bottom line, create a competitive advantage. I just wanted to highlight two things here. One is AI can definitely create a moat for enterprise. Second thing is it can definitely create a differentiated experience for the customers. And when all of this you collect in the dashboard, so what we have at Turbotic is a command center for AI, where you can manage end-to-end enterprise, manage all the processes, underlying bots, processes. So this one single command center for the enterprise, which has all the dashboards, how my processes are working, how my bots are working, how my AI/ML models are working, where are my process getting stuck, where are the breakdowns happening, where I need to repair my process is the importance, right? So if you can bring that kind of a dashboard in the enterprise, you can actually move towards self-driving companies.
Great. Thanks a lot, Mr. Avdut. So why AI and analytics need each other to be effective? So if you can throw some light around that.
Hello, everybody. I think thank you for dimensions being given by each one. Now, when you look at analytics as the area, it's a subset of business intelligence. Now, an analytics can be descriptive analytics. It could be predictive analytics. It could be prescriptive analytics, or it could be a cognitive. So this is the maturity of analytics. Each organization takes a step. Now, the least part any organization starts today is with a sort of descriptive analytics, right? All of us are, and I think Abhi just spoke about importance of that. Now, look at the AI part. Now, AI analytics is the process of automating much of the work that data analysts would normally perform. And this is where the importance of AI analytics comes. It uses machine learning techniques to discover insights, find new patterns, and discover relationship in data. Now, while this is true in the organization, we all have a data in abundance. We have a data, and we always call it now, this data is no more in motion. This is at rest. But that's where actually the importance of the analytics comes, whether we start analyzing the data which is of past, which is in rest, otherwise is already, we start, let's archive, and it's no longer true today. We start giving a lot of pattern, we start getting, and the AI is very important because if all of us can visualize quickly a Johari window, which is known, and the extreme is unknown. Now, unknown is a model which your AI analytics can throw out to you. Which are those hidden data patterns which are there, which probably we do not even think about it today. And that exactly is, if you can present to the business today, which will get attention. Now, most important part of it is, today you go to the business people, and you try to tell them with using analytics, this is what it is in their own strength area. They will hardly listen to you. But you bring the AI, use AI analytics or the machine learning algorithm based analytics, the output of that, and present the quadrant of unknown to them, and so that this is another dimension or perspective of data. It tells this pattern, and so on. Suddenly you will get important. So the idea here is, it begins with data. It automates the whole process of bringing the insights, which otherwise would take a lot of time. You will need the expertise, and that's the importance of data analytics. And today we keep maturing over the layer from descriptive to predictive to prescriptive to cognitive, including diagnostic. So this is my view.
Great. Thank you so much. So Parijat, to you, I would like to understand what impacts do you see, merging the AI and the analytics together?
Right, interesting one. Both of them are pretty detailed in itself, and they serve businesses independently, and they have been serving businesses independently for years. But what is happening today, if you look at analytics, gives us insight of what is happening, right? It also gives us some data points, some kind of trends, which Mr. Avadut was talking about. It tells us that, okay, how my customers are behaving, or what kind of patterns I can see in my business. Basis that generally humans, they do further digging and they make the decision. Let's say if you are in the store and if you figure out that there is a client who buys a particular thing at a particular interval, at some point in time when he is showing that pattern, he also clubs certain things in his second or third purchase, and another thing with the same purchase when it comes to second or third time. Human analysts, they will get into the data, they will work on the data, and then at some point in time, they will come up that, okay, can we offer some more things to him? While AI can do this on the fly, basis on the trends or data available with similar other personas or customers. So if both of them are clubbed together, the decision making, which analytics enables, can become much more faster. At the same time, the use of analytics and AI, that also has opened up new channels wherein the business users, they are not much dependent on IT systems or IT to create some kind of report or some kind of view based on their need. Business users can on their own do some level of analytics and get the response from the system using AI on top of analytics.
Great, thanks. So a lot of information has been dispensed by this esteemed panel. So I would now like to understand, Mr. Vivek, if you can tell us. So this dashboard of the traditional dashboard concept is slowly changing in favor of predictive dashboards and instant analytics. So how do you see that space being shaped up in the near future?
So in my view, the dashboard for predictive analytics, because that's some projects which I have recently worked on, is how good were your predictions? How close were they to what the customer actually wanted? And when he used those, did he actually meet them, or was it far-fetched? Again, I use the example of a project which I've worked on is related to vehicles, e-vehicles. where people get predictions based on how much or when do they need to stop for charge, which direction, which route they are following based on other people's already who have traveled those particular trips. So it maps with the GPS, maps with the kind of car that you have, the battery you have, and the weather conditions and the gradient of the road. So that way, we see that the dashboard is more important, not for, okay, how many people are going to use it or how many people have used it, but how close were your predictions? If, let's say, 5 people traveled and you based a prediction on that, the 6th and 7th person, if they were very close to it, it's a good one. That shows as a good on the dashboard. Otherwise, it just shows that you need to work more on your parameters. You need to work more on your predictions so that you get a better result for your customer. And the more the customers are happy, I mean, the more subscribers you will get, the more number of trips you'll get on your platform. So that's how I see it.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Puneet. So, do you see any relevance of operational data if the amount of data is lesser in volume? Do you see that it will be relevant still to go for some kind of a prediction, irrespective that the accuracies would be lesser and can be improved over a period of time?
Yeah, so from my experience, I can say like I have worked on various kind of policing projects. So where a lot of data police has accumulated. So with that data, police is driving some predictive analysis. So nowadays, police is now not a very traditional police, so which is using the traditional tools for the AI/ML. So nowadays they are using the advanced tools of AI/ML and making the heat maps out of that. So through that heat maps, they are doing the prediction. Which area is more sensitive, which area is less sensitive, where they need to do the more focus in terms of controlling the crimes, and what is the crime pattern. So that pattern analysis is very important. So for that, whatever data they are collecting, each and every data point is very important for that. Also, if we take another example of smart cities, in smart cities, lot of data is coming from the field. So these data are coming from the surveillance, from traffic data, from solid waste management, from tourism related data. So these kind of data is very important to do all kind of making the all kind of algorithm, all kinds of predictive analysis, proactive analysis. Even lots of work is being done by the government in doing the proactive analysis, because they are thinking why we should go after the criminal after the crime has happened. We should go we should do some activities where we can stop the crime before it is going to happen. So that is the ultimate purpose of the government, to do some proactive thinking. So in that, these technological tools are very handy, and through that they are using it as a tool to improvise their functioning.
Right. Thank you. Abhishek, if I may ask, so how do you see the predictive analytics landscape, considering various algorithms that are available at the disposal, finding out the right KPIs for the given operational data?
Perfect. This is very, very important aspect. So if I have a huge log of operational data, I can run certain engine and algorithm. I can use this data to check the trend of the process historically. I can create a mean between, and I can say that this is how at an average my process has been performing on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, middle of the night or morning or month end, quarter end. What I can do with that data is then I can create a standard behavior of the process. Now, if I have automated that process with the help of AI, now I can also predict the behavior of bot, how my bot should operate on Monday morning, Friday evening, or how much VM or how much processing power it needs. Once I have derived that standard behavior, what I can do is I can prevent this bot going down in production when my dependency on automation is very high, right? So with this kind of a data, if we have available, if we have put in AI/ML model on it, we have automated that process, we can actually create a model in which we can preempt when which process might go down for the enterprise and how to prevent it. And with the help of hyper tuning of some of these parameters, what we can achieve, as I always have been propagating, is about self-driving companies, where most of these processes, tasks are automated end to end, not only at a task or a particular process level.
Thank you, Mr. Audu. If I may ask, so how do you see the upcoming technology of generating an SQL query on the fly in order to do analytics of the historical data that is already available in the various types of database in the market?
I think you see a lot of no code, low code areas which are really flourishing, where you really don't need things to be coded. So that's the fundamental. Now there are in the context of analytics and the context of newer models, which we look at it is, see, there are 2-3 areas which we should be very in any company. What happens is, we have a process people, we have a domain knowledge people, but we always lack in the data science approach people. So that's where despite a company having the data, despite having the fairly cleansed data, the decisions are still judgmental in nature. Now, if that process has to be fastened, then the analytics tool or the modeling tools, they have to come to a level where there is not a dire need of a data scientist. My tool is so intuitive that it should propose me, this is how we should go, this is how we, let the case of demand forecasting, let us a case of even a predictive kind of analytics. And these tools are today, you'll find a lot of startups or the cloud services which are offering, which means if I have a data, which I have a quality or less data for a given application, it will always pick the right algorithm. And let me give 1 or 2 example here is, now there was a question that if I have a less data, but I still want to do some kind of predictive or some kind of modeling of the data, AI data, and then present analytics, then I can always use some model like Bayesian model, where I will say I will have less data. And if I have a fairly large data and it is more of a classifier, I may go for linear regression, or I may go for random forest. Or so there are models, which algorithm which are in place, which if I do not have a good system or the all automated usage of this algorithm based on my data availability or data labeled data or not labeled data, then a data science is must, because he will complement multiple algorithm to get one output. Now today, these algorithm complementing or mixing of this algorithm is also done by most of there are tools which are available. So answering your question, yes, it is, I wouldn't say newer technology, but there are platforms today, startups have created, where you literally do not need a dire need of a data science, and they will play around with the different models and algorithm based on the data quality, data volume, data variety, and the complexity which you have it. They will put the whole perspective and propose you a model. So we are moving to an area where AI and analytics is becoming more and more cohesive, more and more, I would say, automated process. And we will see if but these kind of tools, they come in the hand of the process expert and who has a good knowledge of the domain knowledge, then they can use to, they can bridge the gap of a data science, and they can be used by these people within the organization to get the better value creation.
Right. Thank you so much. So to Parijat, what are all the latest trends in AI and analytics that you have been seeing very lately?
All right, this AI especially analytics. There has been trends coming in every 2 years. New things are coming up, old things are getting broken up. But one thing is common, and that forms the key trend. If I have to name top 4 or 5 trends in this domain, the first and foremost is data governance. The quality of data, the data consistency, the transparency has always been there since the ages when we used to write cubes to generate some kind of report, till the time we have all our fancy analytics tools. Data governance has been the key, and it is going to remain one of the focus areas in future as well, wherein people have to be very sure about what kind of data they are inputting and how the data is being managed. Apart from that, in recent times, when as a service model started coming in, starting from infrastructure to all along in every field, this BI or analytics as a service. This is a new thing which has started coming up. Gives ease of use to the business users at any point in time. They don't have to get into a lot of infrastructure management or a lot of application management. They just get the things on the cloud on the go. So this is the second one, which is quite popular. Predictive analytics has always been there. This is going to remain there with the more and more uses of AI coming into the space of data management or analytics. This will be another thing which has picking up, and at some point in time it will start becoming prescriptive from predictive. So that thing we will see in coming future. Apart from that, 2 key things which is quite popular at this point in time. One is self-service BI. So self-service BI is something which is becoming popular in last few years, and I would say it is at the early stages. It will further evolve, wherein you are breaking the dependency on using these kind of solution on your IT or data teams. As a layman user, you can just put some query, and in return you get the relevant reports without getting into too many coding stuff. So this low code, no code stuff is coming more and more in use. And last but not the least, this natural language processing capabilities in your BI and reporting. That makes BI more accessible to the larger business community who do not have a very detailed or technical background. They can also use BI for making decisions and for using for business purposes. So these are the top 5-6 things which comes to my mind when we talk about the trends in BI and analytics space.
All right. Thank you so much. Mr. Vivek, from your experience, if you can tell us what are all the latest project like in predictive space or in any analytics space that you have seen coming up, catching up fast with the AI. So any example that crosses your mind?
Okay, so I've been recently associated with a project which I talked about earlier. It's based on predictive analytics for e-vehicle users. Because for petrol and diesel vehicle users, they really don't worry about when to stop for refueling. With e-vehicle users, they need better estimation of how much will the car work, how much on what battery during which route. Is it, let's say, a Delhi Nainital route or a Delhi Jaipur route? The battery consumption will be different. So a lot of parameters, and each person has a different driving style. So using all those data, we have worked with some projects where we have been able to give some good models as to how you estimate how much battery you will use, when do you need to recharge. And it has multiple benefits in terms of not only the customer, but the ecosystem partners, because they know if somebody, let's say I move from Gurgaon, will I need to stop at Behror, or will I stop somewhere near Nimrana, or will I need to go to Jaipur and then charge? So that way, the people who are giving the charging infrastructure, they are also alerted, okay, expect this car in this much time. So there have been multiple benefits to the ecosystem also. And having predictive analytics, having the data from the cars being streamed live to an application or to a data analytics engine, where they are able to generate the data, generate the predictions, and send it out quickly. That's really key for the entire model of this business.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Abhishek. If you can throw some light on how the decision making can be faster by introducing AI and analytics together.
So if you merge these two technologies together, what you are able to do it is then you are able to not only train the models on business data, you are also able to train the models on metadata of the business. So if I have data dump of my process, which has, let's say, invoice processing data, which has client data and the trends and everything, but at the same time, I also have the metadata of the process, when it initiated, when it broke, when it stayed, when it was at, no movement, how many days. So what can happen with that is I can then build a model which can help me design a process which is future proof, which is a lot more autonomous, and which is self-driving. So when I use the metadata of my process and put it on top of my historical data and say, okay, now with the help of AI, I'm able to automate the process, but at the same time, I'm also able to identify this with the help of data analytics and business analytics of the process metadata, that where are the breakage, where I need my process need help, where all I can improve my process, where all I can improve this process to improve the top line, all those things, then they become very transparent for the business. And when you merge these two together, that's where you start moving towards making complete end-to-end utilization of AI and ML technologies.
Thank you so much. Mr. Abdul, if you can just give us some sense into how can these two technologies help in increasing the customer satisfaction levels in an organization?
Well, this is one of the application now. Most of the people create two pillars. One, a growth side, and the other one is an operation excellence. Now, when you talk about growth side, that's where the customer view comes into the picture. Now, it is more relevant when we talk about customer because it helps me, for example, I won't quote what the example could be, but you can profile your customer. Now, today, when it comes to customer, consumer, or you can talk about even patient, anything towards the hypercare is always or gets the more applauds, or it is more accepted. Now, if a company wants to move towards an hypercare approach, or identify them in a different buckets, then you need to profile your customers, and that is one of the application where you will find the application of AI there. It readily helps you to get the data, internal data, external data, profile a customer. And once you profile a customer, you can dimension that particular customer, saying that, okay, if the customer, I need to give information, what is the best delivery channel he or she would prefer, or the best time of information that is to go. So if you start understanding the behavioral habits and wants, and the way customer wants it, you start creating a different digital twins of those customer. Now, when you start creating the digital twins, you start massaging and providing the data in a way that would create a aha factor. Now, how does that impact is your NPS score will be very high. Net promoter score will be very, very high. You will see the customers teaching you. They start referring you. And it's not that these are words, but we have done this. And this is where we also see the value. Second is, you start, it becomes a system to ecosystem when you start working like this with the customer. And once that area of confidence comes, they become integral part of your organization, and you start treating them you start co-creating a value. So from just a customer who would be giving you the business, now with this particular kind of profiling, you have foot in the door, you go beyond, and you jointly start co-creating value. So there are a customer profiling, you can start changing the patterns the way customer would like. There are areas where you can start financing a customer based on the risk, and you be one of the today talk about channel financing and all. So there are a lot of digital platforms which are AI driven, and that helps the customer focus approach.
Right. Thank you so much. Parijat, do you believe that these two platforms can help an organization scale quickly?
Definitely, yes. Because these are like two very strong tools coming together to help a faster and a much accurate decision making for the businesses. So it does help if they come together to any organization. And we are seeing the trends. We are seeing the trends, and we are seeing the uses of these in recent times. There was a time when more direct customer facing businesses used to use analytics. Now, if you look at in recent times, businesses who are not directly into D2C kind of business, where they're not dealing with hundreds and thousands of customers every day, they are also using these two technologies or tools related to these two technologies to make their business decisions. As isolated industry, as like a company who makes machines to manufacture chips, they are using AI and analytics to redefine the codes which they have written, to figure out the challenges or bugs in the code, to improve their uptime of their machines. They are working with a handful of customers, 5-7 customers, or maybe 10 customers. But they are using these two technologies to improve the uptime of the machines, to improve the throughput of the machine, and to remove all sorts of challenges or bottlenecks in their codes. It's a very back-end thing, but use of AI and analytics are being done in order to improve the business performance and decision making.
Right. So, Puneet, if I may ask, so do you see data visualization over and above instant analytics will add any value to the chain?
Yeah, sure. Data visualization is very important, and how we present the data on a screen. Especially, I am from the government public sector advisory, so we have seen this thing in during the COVID management. So from all command and control centers in 100 smart cities, so what commissioner or DM in that particular city, so what they predict is from the what is being presented on the visualization layer. So that should be based on the KPIs. So what are the KPIs we defined? On the basis of those KPIs, we fetch the data from the system, make it interoperable, so that various systems can be talk with each other, and they can produce a collective results in front of decision maker. So until unless decision maker will see these through these analytical tools a comprehensive picture of visualization, they might be confused, and they cannot take the collective decision and immediate decision. So like in case of disaster, in case of emergency situation, where these administrators need the correct data, and that to be very precise in nature, and that should be in a collective manner from there should be a lot of data is coming, but all data might not be useful for them. So there should be such visualization layer on the dashboard or on the command control center's main screen, that they can immediately visualize that this is happening on the ground. These are the data tools. These are the points where they have to take the decisions, so that immediately they can form their decision. They can coordinate well. They can passes the orders to the respective authorities.
Thank you so much. I think we are at the last leg of the time slot that is available with us. So if each one of you can summarize your takeaways from today's discussion, starting from Mr. Vivek.
Okay. So in my view, it's definitely good to have data analytics and AI together. Use it for better increase in your revenues, But again, at the end of the day, your revenues only come when your customers are happy and they get a visible increase in the services that they have from you. So use that to the best extent to give the customer a good success, to give him something which he feels he's getting value from your product or service. That's my view. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mr. Avdut, if you can give your views to us.
AI and analytics are going to be a very, very powerful engines for an organization. They have to be contextualized with the business goals, and it should be embraced by an organization as a assistance to a decision making. And that more than a judgmental, it has to be data driven, and there cannot be a better tool than having analytics, which is AI driven.
Thank you. Mr. Abhishek.
So the technology landscape is changing very fast when it comes to AI. We all are now, we started seeing generative AI use cases so fast. I believe with the AI becoming a lot more commoditized, the cost of doing AI coming down, and this analytics coming together, where you can do quite a lot of magical work for your customer, for your top line, your engagement with employees. AI is going to be a game changer, and what we believe is, an enterprise need to have a well thought, complete policy, how the way to manage these technologies together, club them together and interoperate these technologies with each other so that they are not operating in silos, and have a common command center, which is where the future enterprise will be managed from. So that's what the future looks like, where AI will become commoditized, a lot more easier, a lot more cheaper, a lot more faster.
Right. Thanks a lot. Puneet, your views on it?
Yeah, so in my view, AI with its power to gather and analyze customer data in real time is helping in getting a better understanding of customer behavior and needs. And eventually, it is creating a personalized customer experience with the enhanced strategy tools available with us. And by combining BI and AI with its best capabilities of AIs, companies have the opportunity to analyze data even more efficiently, and they can gain actionable insights and anticipate the future trends. So this is exactly where the added value lies, as per my views.
Right. Thank you so much. Farida, your views on it?
Yeah, certainly, Rama. I think pretty much all the panelists, they have summarized it well. So AI and analytics, as we all have told in different ways, these are two very innovative tools available to the businesses today. And if both of them are combined, it helps dramatically increasing the quality of decision making when it comes to any aspect of business, be it supporting or serving the client, to making your financial decisions, to any sort of decision related to business. AI has increased the output of AI multifolds, because AI does things, once configured properly, it does things which humans will take a lot of time to perform. So these two are, I would say, in my view, they are magical tools when they are combined together.
Right. So thanks a lot to all of you. And after having this discussion with this esteemed panel, what I could also understand from this discussion is that both the tools are very, very powerful and can complement each other in the future. And there is a lot of promise this marriage holds for all the organization in generating a lot of efficiency, as well as improving their operations, top lines, bottom lines. All the key aspects of running an organization can be efficiently managed by this marriage. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for joining this discussion.
Thank you, esteemed panelists, for holding a brainstorming session and discussion for the benefit of our audience.